Welcome back to Take a Stand here on News Radio 570 WWNC, the talk of the mountains, and I am thrilled. This is actually a dream come true that has transpired in the last 20 minutes here. I am thrilled to introduce Donnie and Johnny Van Zant to the Matt Cave.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us here.
Thank you so much.
Well, what's funny, I was just talking in the last segment that, growing up in Boston, I was about the only guy that had about every Southern rock band you could imagine, the entire collections, right down to Wet Willie. And so, growing up in the 80s and right through till now and everything, and following y'all's careers and still putting out such great music today and hitting the charts the way you are and everything. It's really a thrill.
We're surprised we're still around.
We haven't been fishing lately, I can tell you that.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I'll tell you a quick story there. I got a friend in Jacksonville, Florida. His name's, I call him Tinker. That's his nickname. and I told him I got a hydro sport boat there. This is an 18.5-footer that I go bass fishing in. So I said, Tinker, how about come picking the boat up and, doing a little electrical work on it? Put me a new top on it, will you? So he called me up, I guess about 6 months ago, said, Donnie, you want to come pick your boat up? I said, man, go ahead and just hold on to it a little bit longer. I'm really busy. He goes, well, it has been 3 years.
3 years.
It's Tinker's boat now.
It's Tinker's boat now.
Yeah, I think it's common law marriage.
You can borrow it if you want to borrow it.
You actually went fishing, you and Ashley, down at LJ's place.
We sure did.
Yeah. So
well, I was going to say,
little bass fishing here and there.
If you don't take a little bit of time to get out there and catch some smallies or largemouth.
There you go. But no.
Record Row's going to go to your head if you don't get out there in the stumps.
I got to tell you what Donnie does with that boat. Well, I guess it was 3 years ago. We were out in it, and there's a huge gator. We live in Florida. Going across the river, and I'm kind of sitting up in the front, I'm like, Donnie, look at that big gator. And Donnie starts going right towards him. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm going to try to go scare him. I said, yeah, I'm the one scared.
Now see, with a choice between alligators in Florida or the black bears here in Western North Carolina, I'll stick with the black bears.
Stick with the black bears.
Yeah, I'll stick with the black bears.
You know what's funny? We're from Jacksonville. Labor Day, there's a section of town called Arlington. I don't know if you saw this, but in Arlington, these people were out grilling around their pool, and they looked up in a big oak tree, and there was a huge black bear. I mean, this is near
area.
downtown Jacksonville.
In Florida.
Yeah. And they were like, everybody was going, how did this bear get here?
It's all the development here in Western North Carolina. We're pushing them down there.
See, that's us.
See, they're pushing the Panthers up here. We're pushing the Bears down there. We're doing the species exchange program.
So you're from Boston now. Did you ever go to Great Woods? Is it Great Woods?
Yeah, Great Woods. Yep,
Great
that's
Woods,
right. Mansfield.
Yeah, Mansfield.
You guys going to be playing up there?
Man, I play there just
venue.
about every summer.
Yeah, that's
a
great
beautiful venue.
As long as it's not raining.
Yeah, well, I've been there when it's raining and when it's really hot too.
Yeah, because that water kind of runs downhill. Everything heads toward the stage.
But anytime you want to go fishing, you just come on out. We'll make time.
Yeah, I'm going to hold you to it. All right?
Yeah,
we can do it.
I mean, you got the St. John's River there. It's great bass fishing there, and
you got some good redfish fishing down there.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I stick with the freshwater. I love black bass fishing. Still use the purple culprit worms,
Now, see, you knew my next question. What's the lure? See, for me, it's the 4-inch gold Rapala floater.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Well, I like that too. Like that. It's brim color.
The purple.
There you
culprit.
go.
All right.
Yeah, this purple. Yeah.
All right.
I'm still trying to figure out how to do the knots, man.
You mean you don't have somebody to tie your knots for you?
I do. I tie them for him.
I'm like, Donnie, man, I can't get this thing right, man.
Now, Donnie, do you take Johnny's fish off the hook too?
He can do that. He can do that part.
He said, I got a sunfish on here. Can you take him off? He's going to stick me.
He's lost some fish.
The biggest bass I ever had on, man. A buddy of ours had a dock there on Doctor's Lake in Jacksonville, and so we went fishing there, I said, well, I'm going to go out to the end of the dock, and it was low tide. And so I'm out there fishing, kind of nothing's hidden, and all of a sudden it's just like, whoop, it just grabbed it, and I went, oh, my God, yanked, real hard, and started reeling him in, and him and my cousin are down on the other end of the dock, so I'm hollering, get the net, because it's low tide. I knew this thing was a monster. And so we're bringing it up, and I could see it. I couldn't reach it.
You could see the mouth.
You could see it. It was like in Grumpier Old Man. What's the fish they were trying to catch? The catfish, Yeah. And so they come down there with the net, all right. They forgot the net. They come running down there and forgot the net.
See it.
So I think it was you, wasn't it? You said, let me just reach down there. I'll get him. And there was so much tension on the line, he just barely touched the line. And we watched it. I was like, oh, there it goes.
And of course, everyone you tell the story goes, yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I know how it goes. All right, now we've only got you here for a few minutes and everything, so let's see if we can get a couple of phone calls in here. We're
let's
talking
do
to
it. Yeah.
Donnie and Johnny Van Zant, and first up is Troy. Welcome to Take a Stand.
Hey, Matt, good to talk to you. Hey, it sure is good to hear you guys on the radio, man, once again.
Well, thank you, Troy.
I graduated from Inglewood.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, in '85. But I remember going down Beach Boulevard to where I went into San Marco, and that little bitty hole in the wall on the left-hand side when you went under the freeway, rock and roll, just about every night of the week. You guys remember that?
That was called the Tunnel.
The tunnel, yeah.
Sure was.
Yeah.
Old guy Frank.
I went to church right around the corner from it, so.
Yeah.
We'd go by there. I remember hearing Molly Hatchet coming out of there, and Robinson Collins, and all you guys, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to forget some of them nights.
Well, you guys are just a few years older than me, but I tell you what, man. I tell you, I can't wait to get the album.
Man, we appreciate it. Hey, it comes out August 28th again. Am I the salesman or what?
There you go. Looking forward to hearing it. Take
Thanks,
care. Good luck, guys.
God bless, man.
All right, thanks. Is there camaraderie around the Southern Rockers? I mean, do people keep in touch and everything?
You know what? I mean, obviously you don't get to see each other like you like to. Yeah, brother. I mean, I give anybody all the blessings they can get if they can get in this business and stay in it.
Yeah, I mean, because you always hear about the networking, that was there for the older generation, with Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson, all these guys, and the camaraderie they had. Does Record Row change that?
Sure.
And everything?
No, man,
I don't think so.
Not at all. You know what, man? That's one of the reasons why me and Donnie wanted to do records together. We used to live 3 doors. Sounds like a band. 3 doors down, and
Yeah, I like that.
I think that's how they got their name.
Is that the name of the band?
Yeah,
I think that's
I think it's already taken
apart.
taken. But we used to live 3 doors down, and he'd be off at 38, and I'd be off at Skinner, and we never seen each other.
Yeah.
And so we said, you know what? Maybe we start recording some music together. Maybe we'll have to be with each other. So you know what? We've been writing since. Hell, he wrote my first song. We both wrote together, and
I don't have no tools no more either, but my sugar and coffee's all gone. He borrowed everything from me.
I borrowed everything. I didn't bring it back either, folks.
All right, let's take another phone call here. Richard, welcome to Take a Stand.
I'm not worthy. Rock on, man. What years did you guys start? Me and my buddies got a conflict on it.
What years did we start?
Yeah, what year?
God.
I'm actually celebrating my 30th anniversary with 38 Special this year.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow, 30 years.
30 years.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
My uncle
You
started
don't know
me
what
young
year
then.
that was?
I have no idea. I can't do the math
Did somebody
on that.
cipher that and go back 30
I need
years?
a calculator for that.
You think about it. Will you let me know?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Well,
Mine had to be 73. I don't know. I don't even know.
Right on.
So,
Well, if it's 38, if it's 30 years for 38 Special, then I can do the math on that because it was my Uncle Mark playing an 8-track in his Mustang.
There you
Right.
go.
Right, that was
Right.
the first time that I listened and everything. So I was he'd sneak me out and he'd be cranking up Boston and 38 Special and all these
There you
different
go.
bands and everything. So that was probably about 78 or so.
Yep.
That's about the
Yep.
age he started
Yep.
sneaking me out to
That's
shows.
funny. Ain't that great?
And I was about
Yeah,
8
man.
years old.
Now, see,
God, I feel old.
you've been in the business when there was 8 tracks.
I got some of them. I still have some of them.
Yeah, when you're meeting people that say, "Yeah, man, I grew up listening. Some of the first music I heard was the stuff you guys did."
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And-
You're like, wow, what happened to the years?
I know. What I get now, for me, I'm starting to hit that thing, my mid-30s, where I'm starting to have people that'll say, "Well, I graduated in 2000 or something like that," and they're coworkers.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, well, wait a second, you graduated in this century?
Yeah.
It's
You know what?
Yeah, see, look around the room here. They're around the studio. There's some people. They're smiling at me.
I knew I was getting a little older whenever I went up front one year, and this has been a few years back. And you think of bus drivers driving you around the country, and you're doing shows as being the old guy. And I went up and I said, "Hey, we got this new bus driver," and I was like, because I always check them out if you get a new bus driver. You're going, "Well, how long you been driving, bud?" And he goes, Well, I'm 26. I was like, 20. What? You're what? Wait a minute.
You're fired.
Because before that, everybody, all the other bus drivers were older. I was like, oh my God, now our bus drivers are younger than us.
My life's in the hands of someone who doesn't even remember the Reagan administration.
There you go.
All right, well, guys, I tell you, it's been a real pleasure. Thanks
Thank
for
you so much.
stopping in
Thank
and
you
saying
very
hi.
much.
Well, I
Thanks.
wish I could hold on to you all day, but I see there's a crowd waiting outside the
No
studio
problem,
for you.
brother. Hey, our pleasure, man.
Thank you so
Anytime.
much.
All
Anytime
right.
we can go.
And we'll hook you up with
throw
some
out a
smalley
line.
fishing too when you get up here.
All
next time.
right.
All right.
Thank
Sounds
you.
great.
I will share my secret spots with you guys. Nobody,
Oh,
all you other folks
okay.
out there, don't bother asking.
There you
'cause you're not gonna- All right, we'll take.